Good evening and welcome. Thanks to your votes, we are going to cover To Sell is Human by Daniel Pink, a brilliant book. A little over 23 years ago, I became a program manager at a client site in the USA. Just as I started, there were a lot of issues: delivery issues, payroll issues, healthcare coverage, and many. We were losing engagements to our competition left, right, and center. On one fine day, four of our key associates quit the firm just 2 weeks before their application was going to go to production. And you can imagine the feedback I would have gotten from my clients. To top this, I had a new boss who I didn't like at all. And he says we have to be more like account managers from now on, which meant more sales, and I hated sales at that time. I am this technical delivery manager and I don't do sales. It's infra dig. Through all this stress, I had lost 5 kilos. I was on the verge of a nervous breakdown and ready to run away. Thankfully, I had some good advisors, and with their help, I realized that it is not actually sales, it's problem solving for customers. With that change in my mindset, it became the starting point of my transformation. In this brilliant book, Dan Pink talks about the idea of non sales selling. He says that almost all of us in any industry have to persuade, convince, and sell our ideas to other people. So we are all non sales people. He also shows that because of the wide availability of information, buyers in any industry are extremely well aware. So the traditional sales tactics which dependent on lack of information for the buyer are obsolete. So we all have to become non-sales salespeople. And the first thing in this method is not problem solving. He cites a brilliant research from Getzels and Mihaly of Flow fame, which is a 20-year longitudinal study they do. They track participants over this period of time, and they found that problem finders were more creative and more successful over this time compared to the problem solvers. So problem finding is the key to non-sales selling. Now, how do we find these problems? And if you said empathy, you would be only partly correct. Again, Pink cites another interesting research from Maddox and Galinsky, where they show that people who were empathetic were able to find the problems better, yes. But the people who are able to take other people's perspectives did way better. As you know, empathy is about feeling, whereas perspective taking is about thinking. So, perspective taking is what we need to find problems better. Now that we have found the problem, what mindset do we need to adopt? Traditionally in sales, we would say you have to be optimistic, positive mindset. Again, Pink challenges that with an interesting study from Ibrahim, Dolores and Kenji, who show that people who do interrogative self-talk, that is, will I make that sale? Will I be able to make that presentation well? People who think like that prepare better, work harder, and come out on top. Whereas the people who simply thought, I will, I can, the traditional positive mindset, didn't do as well. With that, I thank you all for listening to my coverage of To Sell is Human by Daniel Pink.